What's going on, everyone? Casey here, Virginia Gameday, checking in after a big baseball weekend in Charlottesville. We had Ryan Zimmerman Day at the Dish as part of the rivalry series against Virginia Tech. I'm going to try and keep this episode as baseball-centric as possible. I'm going to try and keep my attention on the diamond. We'll see how I do. So the week started with the win against George Mason. Put up a ton of runs, 17 runs. Max Codier, Ethan Anderson, and Casey Sawkey each had 4 RBIs. Ethan went 4 for 4. It was a good game. Great way to start the weekend, bringing a 5-game win streak into the gigantic weekend against Virginia Tech. And the bullpen was ready. You know, last 4 guys went to the mound: Bowers, Woolfolk, Avery Mabe, Jake Hodorovich. Threw scoreless ball, kind of got things calmed down after the starter struggled a little bit. And so it was a great way to go into the weekend. We had a sidewinder come in late in the game, and that's where we did a ton of damage. He was throwing like 76 miles an hour, like submariner. All right, so that brings us to the weekend. The big game obviously was Saturday, so we'll start there. The only win that Virginia got this weekend, we lost 2 or 3, but considering how much of a success Saturday was, I'd say the weekend was a win. I don't care. Largest crowd ever, almost 6,000 people at the Dish. It was jam-packed. I didn't get there until like the 6th inning. I was working. I had to rush over there. But man, from what my wife told me, from what I've seen, people were there super early. My wife was an hour early, and she still didn't get one of the first 500 bobbleheads. So that tells you something, man. Shows you what Ryan Zimmerman means to UVA, shows you what Ryan Zimmerman means to the state of Virginia, because I can't tell you how many times I saw a Nationals hat with a Virginia Tech shirt or a Zimmerman shirt over top of some burgundy, so cool. The Virginia Tech did have more fans there than I would like, to be honest with you. I mean, they had like some coordinated chants going on throughout the weekend, which I was like, damn, this kind of sucks. But still, I mean, a great crowd. Love to see it. It was a really, really fun day. And like, I think Virginia's UVA baseball Twitter said you had to be there. It was an event. It was an event. There was 2 food trucks out by left field bleachers, plus that concession stand and the Klockner open. And they were ready for the madness. All hands on deck. Not as many lines as usual when it's a big crowd. They were ready to roll. Plus, like, it was like, cornhole and all sorts of awesome happenings around there. The shirts they gave out were really cool too. On my last Instagram post at Virginia Gameday, I posted a picture of like a little bit of it. I mean, I'm sure you've seen them. White shirts, Virginia script across the front, and Zimmerman on the back. So I got there in like the 6th inning or 7th inning. We're like standing behind who's dugout, and there was this heckler there everyone was kind of getting a kick out of him. He was riding the umpires the entire game and providing everyone the entertainment during the down innings. So Jake Geloff hit another blast up into the trees, up to the moon. His 17th of the year. That broke a scoreless tie, and then we put on a healthy 5-run inning not too long after that. I have the stats here. Put it on a 5-run inning in the bottom of the 5th. Alex Tappan had an RBI single, so he went the other way with it. Beautiful piece of hitting there from tap. Devin Ortiz, 2 RBIs, and a RBI for Kyle Teal, my main man. Brian Gursky, 6 innings, 5 hits, and then Brandon Neek really came in, and it was the perfect guy to come in and close the game down. He was pumping some heat, striking like the last inning. Struck the first 2 dudes out, and I was like, man, he's going to strike outside to end the game, and the place is going to go nuts. He ended up getting a little rollover to Max, and Max made a great play on it. Game over. It was fantastic. It was one of my favorite games that I've watched at the Dish. And yeah, so Zimmerman gave a little speech before the game. They put up his number 11 out above the bullpen. It was really cool to see. He is a stand-up dude, whether you're a Nationals fan or not. Stand-up dude, great for the game. It means something when you can go to the bigs, get drafted by one team, and stay with that team your entire career. Like Kobe Bryant, Reggie Miller, Cal Ripken, these guys, it means a ton to, like, it has a special relationship with the city when you can do something like that. And the fact that he was able to do it right near his alma mater and being a Virginia guy, doesn't get better than that. So Saturday was a big game. Backing up a little bit to Friday. Oh my Lord, I've never seen so many students at the Dish in my life. It was like, I don't know why there was, but it was packed. And it was these like drunk frat party animals out in the bleachers. I assume they're frat guys. I don't know. And they were riding the fucking Virginia Tech's center fielder and left fielder. And side note of how bad Virginia Tech's uniforms were all weekend. They look like adult softball uniforms. So they were riding the Tech outfielders, and one inning he caught the center fielder caught the final out of the inning, and he threw the ball up into the crowd of the guys, and the dudes threw it back at him. It was freaking funny. It was really funny. After that, we were standing above the right field line, and Casey Saki went back and made a real nice play on a ball, and all of us over there who were standing over there were like, basically his biggest fans in that moment. And he turned around, and even though it was a bunch of older dudes, he threw the ball up to us, which was cool. So now he has a fan base for life now. And then today, Sunday, another big game. I mean, it was a rubber match going in, right? It was a rubber match. Tech won the first. The Who's won the second. And late last night, we got the news. Games moved up to 11 o'clock. So it was going to be breakfast at the Dish. You know what I mean? So got there bright and early. As the game wore on, it was kind of more people flooding in. Turned out to be 5,500, and it was there was a lot of people there. It seemed like there was a lot of Virginia, like it was another scary amount of Virginia Tech people to start. But as the game wore on, more Wahoos showed up. Virginia jumped out to a huge lead. Well, not huge, but a four-run lead. Tap hit a blast, 2-run homer, and then Chris Newell hit another homer, and they were up 4. But then after Jake Berry got into some trouble, it was tied up 4-4. Jay Wolfwood came in, pitched well, and then Matt Wyatt came in, and Matt Wyatt got banged around a little bit. But considering Wyatt's coming off an injury, it's not really, I'm not worried. Even coach said after the game, he's going to be a big piece going forward, and we know that. He throws the heat, so he's going to be clutch at some point down the road. It was just, this is the top 10 team we're playing. So they put a 3 spot up in the top of the 7th, and we weren't able to recover. Tap did hit another blast, his 12th of the year, and the game ended up 7-5. Overall for the weekend, Jake had another good weekend. He's still keeping in line with getting some kind of All-American honors or something. He was 7 for 15, hit his 16th home run against Mason, his 17th home run on Saturday, and 7 for 15 over the four games. Awesome. Chris Newell reached base 9 times this week between Wednesday and the weekend, including 2 home runs, 4 walks. Really good set from him. And Tap actually, struggled a little bit earlier in the week, and then really, was locked in today with those 2 blasts. Coach stuck with the same lineup all 4 games. He's kind of got a lineup he likes now. O'Farrell, Teal, Tap, Geloff, Ortiz, Newell, Ethan Anderson, Casey Saki, and Max Codier. The one flip he did make on Sunday was just giving Devin a day off from the field. Ethan, who had been DHing, played first, and Devin DH. So not much change there. He had been switching Ruben and Codier here and there, with here and there for at second base, and then a little bit of Colin Tuft. I don't know what he's going to do, but that's why there's no need to freak out right now. It was a hard fought series. Both teams played good baseball. It wasn't like a ton of errors or anything. You just kind of figure out what's what, and then May is the big important month in college baseball. So it was a good weekend of baseball. I mean, you hate to see Virginia Tech take the series, but there's so much to be happy about. We won the biggest game, the game that mattered the most, and that was the sellout game in front of all of Charlottesville, basically. What else happened? Tony Elliott was at the game today. I saw him. He was just like chilling with his son. His son was wearing a baseball uniform. Must have came from a Little League game. Coolest dude in the world. He was glad handed with everybody, shaking hands. Boom, boom, boom. I said, "Good luck this year, coach." He said, "Thank you." All right. So now me and Tony Elliott have precisely one conversation under our belts. It was a rain delay also. My first rain delay at the Dish, I believe. It was quick though. Like the rain happened, people started heading for the cover. The boys started bringing the tarp out, and then within like 10 or 15 minutes, it was back to normal. So, but it was a nice little change of pace. Like I said, it was early. The hard ciders felt perfect for an 11 o'clock start. And a funny story, one of the dudes, I was like, "Hey, how many can you have? How many beers or whatever seltzers, ciders can you have?" And he says 4. And as I hand over my wrist to kind of have him mark it, he like fakes putting the X on it. So he must have thought that I was trying to get right. And he's not going to dock me this one. He's going to let me, let me go a little crazy. Yeah. So this week coming up, VCU at the Dish. We're in the middle of like a gigantic homestand here of games at the Dish. So make sure you get out there. That's Tuesday at 6 o'clock. They're going to keep getting things right, and they're going to want to go in sharp to exam week. They have a week off after Tuesday's game, and then Clemson at home between the 13th and 15th. VCU is a good team. So it'll be a good win to have under the belt, and losing 2 or 3, I'm sure they're going to want to get a nice win going into the break. All right, stat time. Jake Geloff, 387. Casey Sauke, 355. Alex Tappan, 335. Griff O'Farrell, 329. Ethan Anderson, 313. Devin Ortiz, 311. Kyle Teal, 297. Chris Newell, 287. So those are all of basically your entire lineup, all hitting above 287 or above 280. And then Max Codier and Justin Rubin, the other two guys, are both Max is hitting 275 and Justin's hitting 343. Colin Tuft, who's made 22 starts, hitting 315. So I'm not sure after this weekend where they rank nationally, probably in the top 3 or 4. Teams hitting 318. That's unheard of, especially when their opponents are hitting 218. Kind of goes to show you. Jake Geloff, I mentioned 17 jacks. Alex Tappan, 12. Chris Newell, 10. Last year, no one had double-digit homers all season. So to have 3, it's great. Continuing on. Man, I want to give a shout out to Chris Newell. He keeps laying down these beautiful bunts and getting these nice bunt base hits. He's a pro player too, I think, considering the amount of speed he has. He's got 16 steals already. And hit for power, hit for average. He's got all the tools. He can cover a ton of ground out there. ERA wise, still got 3 of the 3 guys who aren't getting a ton of work, but have a 0.00 ERA. Shout out to Alex Green, Joseph Maselli, and Luke Schauer. 0 ERAs. Bam. I'd love to have that on the back of the baseball card. The 3 main starters, Brian Gursky, 2.53 ERA. Nate Savino, our Friday night lefty, 3.86. And Jake Berry, our Sunday, the big unit, our Sunday starter, 4.34 ERA and 45 innings. Who else? I mean, our bullpen is going to be, they've struggled here and there lately, but they're going to be fine going into that. The exam break's really going to help them, rest up, all that, because our main guys, Jay Woolfolk is a 2.28 ERA, and guys are only hitting 157 against him. I was watching him warm up on Sunday or today. Cheddar, gas, fucking gas. It's got to be like, I think it comes up 96, but the dude's hard to hit, man. He's got a lot of on his ball. Dylan Bowers pitched very well today. 3.18 ERA. Dudes are hitting 153 against him. Brandon Neek, dudes are hitting 197 against him. So our main guys out of the pen, dudes aren't hitting them. Paul Kasanovich had a couple good outings recently. Dudes are hitting 157 off him. And we got arms. We got the arms. We got the sticks. We're going to be fine moving forward. And we got the brains in the dugout. And we got the fans. Like, we're going to be fine moving forward. And I hope that we can stay hot and get hot at the right time in May. Let's keep with baseball. Staying on track. Chris Taylor hit his first home run recently. He's hitting 274 out in LA. Daniel Lynch, another big lefty with the Royals. He's had a couple good starts recently. Put up decent numbers today against the Yankees. He's pitching to a 3.86 ERA, and his last 3 starts have been solid. All right. Thank you for listening to the podcast. As always, at Virginia Gameday on Instagram, virginiagameday.com, and on YouTube, it's Slacky Brown Media. That's where all of these kind of videos are found. So go Who's.